What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast, where me and Jeff today are reviewing Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from Revenge of the Taker 1997. So basically, this is like a rematch from the WrestleMania 13 submission match, but not submission rules. And now Bret Hart is the heel, and Austin is the babyface. So we start out, we get an interview from Bret Hart, which says he now has a war and a vendetta with American wrestling fans, and he plans on ending Austin's career tonight. So Bret Hart is out first. He comes out. The refs immediately send Owen and the Bulldog back to the locker room so they don't interfere in the match. Stone Cold comes out second, and they immediately start brawling with each other, punches back and forth, going crazy. Austin throws Bret Hart against the ropes, hits a reverse elbow to take Hart down, first takedown of the match. Then Austin immediately suplexes Hart, and then starts choking Hart with the ring ropes on the middle rope. Then they go to the outside, and Stone Cold throws Bret Hart into the steel steps on the outside. Austin gets back in the ring and mocks Bret Hart's little pose he does when he gets into the ring. He rolls back to the outside. He throws Bret Hart into the steel steps again, and then throws him out onto the concrete floor, and then kind of does like an axe handle off the barricade onto Hart, who's on the outside in the crowd and on the concrete floor. They go back in the ring, and Austin flips off Hart and jumps off the turnbuckle with an elbow to the face. He gets a 2 count. They roll outside again. Hart grabs a chair, gets back in the ring. Austin punches the chair out of Hart's hand. But then Austin grabs the chair, and Bret Hart drop kicks Austin and the chair into the referee. And we all know how fragile these referees are. So he starts using the chair on the back of Austin's knee, kind of like he did at WrestleMania. The refs back up, so he stops using the chair, and he starts just going to work on Austin's bad knee, just kind of like WrestleMania. This goes on for a long time. Austin will start to fight back. Bret Hart would rake the eye, and then finally he gets the same spot from WrestleMania where he takes him over the turnbuckle post, and he wraps the figure 4 around the turnbuckle post. Pretty painful move, smart move when you're working on a guy's leg. This is where I got confusing though, because he uses a steel chair 3 times on the knee to Austin around the post. I'm just kind of wondering why there's no DQ at this point. Austin fights back a little bit, and Hart goes back to the knee again. And then they kind of split screen, picture in picture. It's kind of what they call it now, where you see the match down in the lower right, and then up in the upper left you see Paul Bearer getting wheeled out by stretcher, screaming at the Undertaker after the Undertaker burned his face. So you see that they're at least checking on how previous stories are doing. Hart ends up taking off Stone Cold Steve Austin's knee brace. This match is extremely slow paced at this point, and I'm actually starting to yawn at this point. Like, I mean, you guys don't. This seems short because it's only been like 3 minutes into this video, but all that took place in like 15 minutes. Like, I mean, like, this is just long, slowly drug out. About as slowly drug out as you can be. So he continues to work on the knee. Then you see Austin give Bret Hart a low blow, and then an elbow to the chest, and then he starts choking Bret Hart with the tape that they put around their wrists and stuff like that. The athletic tape. Starts choking Hart with that. He goes to the top rope, and he misses an elbow from the top rope, and Hart again goes back to the knee. Very technical stuff, not exactly the most exciting stuff in the world, but Austin's hanging Bret Hart up on the top rope, and then he goes to suplex him on the outside. Bret counters, suplex from Austin back into the ring. So Hart's got the advantage again. Bret Hart puts the figure 4 on Austin in the middle of the ring. Austin screaming, trying to get to the rope, can't get to the rope, so he counters it, and turns him, so the pressure is now on Bret Hart, and Bret Hart ends up getting to the rope. Then Hart immediately goes back to the knee. Then Austin goes to the outside. He back body drops Bret Hart into the crowd on the concrete, and they start brawling out there again. They get back into the crowd from the outside. Austin goes up to the ring apron, flying clothesline off the ring apron to Bret Hart on the outside. Gets into the ring, whips Bret Hart chest first into the turnbuckle, and starts hammering away at Bret Hart's face with his right hands. Pins Bret, and only gets a 2 count. Austin goes for a pile driver, but his leg kind of gives out on him, and he doesn't hit the pile driver. So, I like that, by the way. I really like that for showing how bad his knee was. Austin ends up going for the Stone Cold Stunner. It's blocked by Bret Hart, and then you see him go up to the turnbuckle, and Bret Hart hits a superplex on Austin from the top rope. Hart goes for the sharpshooter, but Austin hits Bret Hart in the head with the brace, and then locks Bret in the sharpshooter. Owen and Bulldog come down, cause the distraction. Austin punches both of them, puts the sharpshooter back in, and then Bulldog comes into the ring and hits Austin across the back with a steel chair, causing the DQ. Austin wins by DQ. Bret goes outside, grabs the ring bell after Austin chair to the knee, and starts hammering Bret Hart's chair with the knee, and then puts the sharpshooter back on for a long time before breaking it, and the match finally concluding, and the pay-per-view concluding. So my rating for this match is not nearly as good as WrestleMania. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I do believe the storytelling stops it from being as boring as this match is. Because obviously he's been working on Austin's knee for the entire rivalry, right? So they continue to do that, and they really showcase how bad the knee is by having a botched pile driver. But this match is not that fun. We got a pretty exciting beginning for the first minute and a half, and then the ending is pretty good. But I mean, the middle just drags on too long. And I know there's slow-paced stuff in wrestling matches, but I mean, this drive's just it's just too long of nothing. Okay, crowds nowadays would be chanting, "This is boring," in the crowd. But it was 2 of the biggest stars in the company, so you didn't think it would be boring. WrestleMania 13 definitely wasn't boring. They put on a great show here, but here just something didn't click, and it just wasn't that exciting. It wasn't that great. So we'll see what Jeff has to say. But for me, 4 out of 10.